This is METHOFEST 2019 at Takwa. For the METHOFEST 2019 at Takwa, the Northern Accra Diocese of the Methodist Church Ghana presents the Most Reverend Dr. Samuel Asante-Antwi, a living legend who will take us through our heritage. Doctor, you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Doctor, what is our heritage?
Well, Richard, simply our tradition, our past, if you like, our yesterday, or our stone age. It tells us about where we came from, where we are now, and where we want to go in future. That's how METHOFEST is all about.
So what is exactly expected of us at the METHOFEST?
At the METHOFEST, we must know about our history, how the whole Methodist Church Ghana started in the then Gold Coast, the key people, our presidents. Those days we call them president. Then the chairman of our various districts. And don't forget, those days we had only 5. So we need to know all about our past, our yesterday. And then we move on to 10 districts. We need to know all about how the church has developed from 5 to 10. And then we need to know about from 10, now we have about 20 dioceses, we call them, since we went to the Episcopal side. So that's what METHOFEST is all about. It should teach us about our past, our present, and our future.
Okay, we are very privileged to have you as the very first presiding bishop who introduced the METHOFEST in 2000
in Cape Coast.
In Cape Coast. What have you seen as the real benefits of it from your own life?
Well, at least people have become aware, as I said, about their past, where we came from, so that we can develop, we can build up for the future. Now, when we say when we came from, we are talking about the buildings that we used to have, our church buildings, our manses, our schools in the past, and then what we have at present, and then what we anticipate to have in future. We want to keep the vision of our forefathers alive. So in METHOFEST, this is what we expect to see, as I've said already, our buildings, our schools, and so on and so forth, and then some personalities. What did they do for the church those days? So that it will be a challenge for the present generation. Not only that, but our vestments. What was it like in the past? What were some of the dresses of our clergy in the past? How do we dress now? And why do we do that? Not only for the clergy, but even for the laity. We have very few organizations in the past. Now we have quite a lot of organizations. How have they developed? Because in the Methodist Church, we believe in the priesthood of all believers. So we expect all these things to manifest themselves, to be a kind of showcase for the present generation of the Methodist Church Ghana.
So as we move along and talking about our heritage, your personal experience as an Osofo, how has our heritage really influenced you?
Yeah, it has been a very challenging, if you like, experience, because I was privileged to know the past presidents of conference, Papa Grant, then Papa Kumsin, Papa Yamua, Papa Pratt, Papa Samoa, Papa Stevens, Papa Kosi Dixon, all these have gone to join the saints above. Now, I was the last president of conference, but at a point in time in the history of this church, the church decided to go the episcopacy. So I'm the first presiding bishop of the Methodist Church Ghana. So you can call me the ancient and modern. So that's how I see the church growing. And from my own experience, in the past, we didn't have much ladies or women in the ministry. Now we have a lot of women in the ministry. In the past, we didn't have a lot of young men in the ministry. Now we have quite a lot of young men in the ministry. So I wish during this METHOFEST, the young people in the ministry will look back to the older generation and learn how they ministered. Most of them were priests, I would say. They were pastors, they were teachers, they were evangelists, they were catechists. They were all in all. So I want to see that during this METHOFEST, the younger generation, particularly our young ministers, will learn from the past. That will help the church to know where it's coming from, where it is now, and where it should be in the future.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
We are presenting this as one of the living legends of the Methodist Church Ghana who are in the Northern Accra Diocese. So you have the presiding bishop, the past presiding bishop, here with us. We are moving on to the other presiding bishops, and by the time we finish with the METHOFEST, we shall have covered all of them for you to know that Northern Accra Diocese has something to offer. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to be part of this great, great METHOFEST. Thank you for inviting me.